And we're live.
We didn't like fall off of plan or anything, but it's just like we kind of just stopped monitoring your shit after you got like peaked.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to since?
I've been adding like 100 calories a week and continuing with like the workout program. Right now I'm eating like 2,800 calories a day, something like that, 2,900. I think I weigh like 194, something like that right now. So definitely added some fluff back on, but I'm getting like results again in the gym because throughout our whole like weight cut, we're really stagnant, almost everything. I didn't really lose any strength. Like occasionally I'd have like a day where it's like, I was a rep short here, or like I had to take 2.5 pounds off there. Like there was a little like tiny bits of strength loss here and there, but you'd make it up the next week. It would be right back.
So your lifts like mostly during the huge cut kind of plateaued, and it was more just like maintaining your existing muscle, make sure you don't lose it while cutting all the fat. Right.
Yeah, like in those pictures when I'm like the black and white one, like the final pictures when I'm like super duper lean, that's the muscle that I built over 8 months. That's 8 months of like muscle growth, and followed by 3 months roughly of cutting, more or less. And
that's one of the main differences between the TRT versus not. Circling back to your earlier question, Woody, too, is during that point where he's just like maintaining strength, he's like holding all of his muscle despite doing like upwards of, at the end of it, like an hour of cardio, you doing like, 2,400, 2,500 calories, working out hard, losing essentially like very minimal amounts of muscle. Whereas a natural guy, you're losing a decent amount in both areas, which is like, that's the biggest disparity between the two things. But anyway,
one fun thing Derek doesn't know, like, so Kyle would check in with Derek on his progress, and Derek would give him feedback on like what to change, what to do differently and stuff. And he's like, if I don't weigh this amount by Monday, Derek's gonna make me do more cardio. I have to fast.
I don't think I talked about it on my live stream, but like that's another part of the weight cut that I just completely forgot to talk about on the live stream. So like we're taking like calories out of my diet every week or every 2 weeks or something like that. A few more calories are falling off. Basically what we're doing is like, all right, if we go from 3,500 calories a day to 3,400 calories a day, let's see what just happens, after a week. And it's like, oh shit, we lost 1.5 pounds. Just everything else stayed the same. Let's see what happens next week. Well, next week, if we only lose 0.5 pound, we probably need to pull a few more calories out. So slowly over like months, more and more calories are falling off, and more cardio is happening. So fewer calories, more cardio. And like, if the results aren't there after that next week of weigh-ins, it's time to change one of those numbers. And it's a lot like for like maintaining that muscle and maintaining the strength gains and stuff, the cardio, adding more cardio seems to make more sense than lowering calories. Plus it's a lot easier. Like I'd rather run an hour than eat 100 less calories today. Like
a lot of people don't realize how much food matters. Like they think, okay, it's the exact same thing between lowering calories or increasing cardio. Like, why would I do cardio when I can just lower my food more because I don't want to do more exercise? Fuck that. In reality, the food, again, the micronutrient like components of it are like signaling molecules to then help you retain more muscle. So even though you're, expending potentially the net same amount of calories, having, that zinc intake or having this intake or having, enough iodine or whatever it is, these things are going to help you build or, retain more muscle in a deficit potentially than like when you're doing more cardio versus just like killing your food intake. So that's why you would do like a careful titration of both accordingly based on your results, but it's not just like drop food to fucking nothingness and just keep cardio at zero. Like that's not really going to work.
Yeah. I don't love cardio. I don't think anybody really does.
That sucks.
But after a while, you kind of get into a groove with it.
Dumb people.
And like toward the end there, I'd send these two like photos of like the digital readout on my exercise bike. And I'm biking like 20 miles every day. I'm knocking out 20, 25 miles sometimes, like in my living room. And I'm just sitting there drenched in sweat, just a few more miles. And Derek says I can stop.
I would always reply with something encouraging because I want to be a good friend. Yeah. But it's a photo of an LCD readout that I've never seen, means nothing to me. Like the time meant something. I could tell what that meant. But
I'd send like a photo back of deli meats or something.
Or I'd be like I mostly did elliptical. I did elliptical for the first 2 months, I'm gonna say, and then that last month when it got up to like 45 minutes and then an hour a day of cardio, all of a sudden it just made more sense to like my music wasn't enough to take my brain off of the torture anymore, and I really needed a TV to like watch a TV program and zone out into it while I kept like pedaling and kept my heart rate where I wanted it. So I just like took my exercise bike and just sat in front of the TV in my living room and just pedaled. I'd wake up, get on that motherfucker and get it done. I did not enjoy it.
Do you guys do much stretching and mobility work?
No, but I should.
Okay.
No, but I should.
He follows your plan to the T.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's answers, but it's like, for me, I know what I should be doing a lot of the time. I just don't. For me, I get like the bare minimum in to maintain my physique, and that's kind of it. And that's just because I'm so involved with my work that I don't allocate as much time as I could to bodybuilding / sports related shit like I used to.
You've talked about that in your oh, go ahead, Kyle.
I was just gonna say the closest I come to stretching is like using a roller. Like I'll roll out my quads and I'll roll out my back sometimes. Like sometimes if like overhead press or like something like that will like compress my spine a little bit, I feel like, and I start feeling a little wonky in my back, and just getting on that roller and like cracking my back out. They have rollers at the gym, so I usually use them like mid workout, like 2 or 3 times.
It's not enough, but I always stretch in the shower. That's when I notice that I'm not flexible. Like when I'm soaping up, and it's like, oh fuck, I need to to start using all the walls and shit.
When I get home from like a pull day, I have a hard time. I can't wash my hair without bending over. Like I can't.
Do you get those cramps in your forearm after pull day too?
I've gotten them in my triceps. Like lately, I've been adding a lot of tricep cables and just really like taking that to failure on the last. I like shifted that to like the end of that workout.
Yeah, it shows. That's one of your most impressive body parts, the tricep.
Thank you. Yeah. And just really like taking those to failure. Initially I did that with my delts, with lots of delt stuff, just lots of supersets where I'd start with like 45s and do my 3 sets of 12, and then just doing multiple angles and like twisting my wrists on the end, and like start with 45s and then 40s and 35s and 30s and just go all the way down until I'm at 5 pounds, and I'm just like
You're just burned out.
Just completely burned out, and then resting for 10 minutes and trying to like get, and then like going back at it, like really hurting myself in there. And I think that's another one of those areas where like if you do that natural, you probably don't go back to the gym the next day. But yeah, I get I've gotten cramps in my triceps before, and anytime that starts happening, if it happens twice in a row, I'll add like a banana before my workout or something like that, because I feel like that helps with cramps. But I've definitely had like pull days where I get in the shower and I'm like, this is all we got. This is all we got. Like my biceps are so pumped up from like Derek's sick ass pre-workout that I'm just like,
yeah.
Because I do 2 scoops of your pre-workout every single workout, and then I do a big scoop of that. Was it glycerol? Yeah. Do a big scoop of that glycerol, and then I drink like a quart of water with it to like. I have it in my head that like, if we're trying to pump some water and nutrients into our muscles, might as well pump some water and nutrients into our muscles.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I get some crazy pumps, and I can't wash my goddamn hair without bending over. 15 minutes or something.
Dude, you'd send those like workout summations on the bike with your heart rate, and I'm like, I hope he's gonna be okay.
I see. Kyle had a cardiac event.
And the part I don't show you there is like when I get off the bike, I don't quit. Or when I get off the elliptical, I don't quit. Like I'm not like, all right, time to get in the shower. It's like let's like soak up as much of this afterburn as we can. So I start like doing a brisk walk until my heart rate comes down to below like fat burning levels, until my heart rate's like 110 again or something like that.
What is fat burning level? 130, you said? Right?
About 130 is where I'm at. But you're burning fat with every heartbeat, no matter what. But like you're being pretty effective at 130. So like I would get off, after 45 minutes of doing that cardio, and then I just do laps around the gym, like inside the gym, just doing like brisk, like fast walking, and like keeping an eye on my heart rate. And I'm like, shit, I can get an extra 10 minutes of cardio out of this almost. Like if I just like keep doing this. And part of me, the bitch part of me would be like, well, then you can just do 30 on the bike and then 10 around the gym. And I'm like, no, you can't, pussy. He said 45. He meant 45. He didn't say do 35 and then walk around for 10 minutes, did he?
So like, you start having these like internal debates with yourself, like while you're doing the shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, I had many internal debates, and there's always that that as Wings of Redemption would say, that bitch in your blood that'll start coming up with like, hey, maybe instead of cardio, you just go for an extra long walk after every meal today. That'll add up, right? No. You know what? We're going to do that anyway. And the cardio. See how you like that, bitch? And that part of you's like, I won't do. All right, I'll stay quiet. I'll stay quiet.
Shut up. I'm bigger than you now. Boss me around.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the people in my neighborhood, like, would see me walking every single fucking day because, I'm doing those 10-minute walks after every meal. But then after a while, like when we were doing the cardio, I would just go out and just walk for miles and miles during the day because I wanted to make sure I hit 15,000 steps a day. So I'd hit 15,000 steps a day in addition to cardio. They're at the end of the weight cut. And so I'm just like walking around my neighborhood every day for like a fucking hour or something like that in the morning. I would send you guys those pics. That's when I was sending you guys pictures of my fucking shadow. I was like, my shadow looks jacked.
That's a new level. Yeah.